Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I am the teacher, Dan.
I am one of the students, Morg.
And I am the other student, Devon.
And we went through a bit more Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Because I got this ready on short notice, we watched a little less than I initially thought to show, but this should be good for today. As always, for going through Rise of Lyric, we're watching a Let's Play by Clement J64. He seems like an alright guy. I have no preambles. There's no Sonic news. Let's get into it. So, we pick back up from last episode. Sonic and Tails are back from the past. They meet up with Knuckles and Amy. Knuckles, who was not in the past, has no idea what's really going on right now. We cut back to Eggman. We cut to Lyric, and Eggman has shown up, announcing that he was the one who freed Lyric, so he could harness the power of ancient technology, and says he's his boss now. But Lyric's not having any of this. He's an actual intimidating villain, and is able to scare Eggman down from boss to lackey.
Yeah, this is one of the, I was gonna ask about this Eggman, since I actually got a better look at him this time. I'm surprised he doesn't look as goofy as I was expecting, even though he's still, a not serious villain. I don't know how to explain it.
I'd say as far as, as a villain, he definitely acts goofier than a lot of Eggmans, and Eggman's generally sort of a comedy villain, 90s stuff excluding. The thing about Eggman's characterization is, at its peak, Eggman is the villain who you don't take seriously until he very uncomfortably reminds you that he is a threat. There's some really good moments in the comics that I think exemplify that, which I will discuss someday, but not today. This does, however, call back to another thing Eggman is known for, which is summoning an ancient evil only to be usurped by it. This is just a bit sooner than a lot of them tend to be.
Such as the goofy, stick-around villain life.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Bowser.
Yeah, Lyric wants Eggman to get the Crystal Net back from Sonic and the gang, with the promise that if Eggman gets it, he'll let him live. Yeah, Eggman completely... he very quickly goes from, I'm in charge, to, oh, yes, master, I'll do whatever you say. And, we cut back to Sonic and the gang. The upgrades and the map are unlocked, and we get into the crowns thing. In this game, one of the major collectibles is crowns. Collecting crowns is a little bit harder than collecting scrap. It's usually you get it at checkpoints, puzzles, after accomplishing something. And more crowns gets you upgrades. The first upgrade of every tree is free, but everything after that costs crowns. Let's see, Sonic and the gang do a quest to fight robots and protect a chef's food supplies. It is worth noting that for the bulk of the first video, Clement doesn't really have anything to say after that, so he mostly talks about E3 2018.
Man, remember 2018?
The funny thing about him talking about E3 2018 is just realizing, oh wow, a lot of these games he's excited for have come out since then. And like, the one that particularly tickled me was him saying, they didn't say anything about Final Fantasy VII Remake. That game's never coming out. It came out, like, in January, I think. Some other stuff that happens in this next section are introducing a feature where you can, like, rebuild and repopulate the hub by spending scrap. By doing so, you get crowns in exchange. I think it's a nice feature. I like getting to, like, build up a hub. Just building in games in general.
I don't really think of a Sonic game as a building game, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Sonic Minecraft.
Sonic Minecraft.
Lego Sonic Dimensions.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it was like this... It was like a sort of, like, little DLC campaign thing for Lego Dimensions. You played as Sonic characters. It was a Lego game, but it was also... It had a lot of fun gags in it. But, anyways, they do a quest for a hippo boat owner.
Hippo boner? I'm sorry.
The owner of a boat shop who's a hippo.
That is not what I thought you said. Okay.
Oh?
Okay.
It's fine.
Maybe I said it weird. Anyways.
No, I thought you said boner. Anyway, let's go.
No. So he like tells them to collect spare parts to rebuild a boat so they can progress. They do that. They fight some robots. They ride a boat down a river.
I think what's funny about the start of that scene is, like, everyone gives, like, a fun little line about how excited they are to be on a boat. Sonic's line is, okay, don't panic. We're just on a boat. It's fine. It's just a little water. Calm down, guys. Like, Sonic's so nervous to be on a boat.
Yeah. It's fun that it's just a consistent character trait of his that he's afraid of water because you can drown in the first 3 Sonic
Especially
games. I mean,
yeah, you can't drown in this one. He can just fly.
Hang on, I've got a theory.
I thought, like...
What if the drowning music is playing in Sonic's head because he's
Sonic
panicking?
got anxiety.
Sonic has anxiety. Looks like he's not too cool to have anxiety.
In fact.
But yeah, can't, like, Tails also drown in those games? He's not afraid of water.
Yeah. I think, like, it's a little different for, like, Tails and Knuckles, because in Sonic 3, you could actually, like, swim using them. Because, like, they have flight abilities in that, and in water that translates to being able to swim around, basically.
Yeah, I heard somewhere, and I mean, I don't know if this is like an excuse they use in other games or something, but it's like Sonic can't be in water. He like runs too fast to be in water. So, like, it does something weird to his like velocity, and so he can't like do anything about it. So he never like learned to swim either. I don't know. This might be a myth.
I don't think I've heard of that, but I'll keep it in mind. But the key thing is, like, Sonic just can't swim.
Someone give the boy lessons.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna teach him.
Mm-hmm. This boat that they're riding is piloted by Knuckles, and Sonic, Tails, and Amy are, like, little boatlets around it, operating turrets. The turrets fire different projectiles. Sonic gets rapid fire. Tails gets a slow, powerful gun. Amy gets a freeze gun. Clement only really uses Sonic because that's all you need. It controls like a twin-stick shooter. You move with the left stick, shoot with the right.
It looks like a donut.
Yeah, it's It's a weird little boat.
Yeah, it's a very strange boat.
Almost like a sort of hovercraft almost.
Yeah. It's very round.
Sonic and friends, like, they just go through, like, a boat section, a twin stick shooter boat section, and Eggman starts chasing after them and throwing mines at them. They eventually get to the end of the section where they fall down a waterfall, and Eggman just sort of assumes they're dead.
You should know by now, Eggman. Come on, man.
Yeah. Falling off a waterfall is significantly less deadly in fiction than it is in real life.
For sure. You can go over in like a barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fiction.
There's only ever fun things at the end of the waterfall.
So, Eggman reports back into Lyric with the good news and bad news. The bad news, he couldn't get the map. The good news is that Sonic and friends are dead. Absolutely, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
But we cut back to Sonic and the gang. They're not dead. They're in the jungle. They do a speed section.
In the jungle.
I love how this game kind of just kind of cuts to different scenes without ever telling you how they got out of them. Like, the first one was just like, oh, Sonic gets to the map and he's back in time. Don't worry, he got to the present, though. He's there. You don't need to see how. This one's like, oh, they fell off a waterfall. They're fine, though. It's never like... We don't even get a scene of someone dragging the boat to the shore. No, it's just like, no, they're fine.
Yeah, it's okay. They're fine. They go through this speed section in the jungle. Sonic leans on the force wall by saying that it's almost like the roads are built for me. Because they're Sonic levels. They got loop-de-loops. They reach this creepy wasteland. Like, it's like some sort of purple hellscape. It's incredible. The party splits off again. Tails and Amy going one way, Sonic and Knuckles going the other. And for the rest of this section, you play as Sonic and Knuckles. They traverse this wasteland, and they find a long deactivated robot. And I'm realizing I'm going through this a lot faster than I expected.
Yeah, not a lot happens.
Yeah, it's a lot of, like, the same stuff. Because, like, a lot of it's like, oh, boat. And then, like, oh, running.
Yeah.
We can talk about E3 from 2018, like you did. Y'all want to hear about how Aqua got Norded?
I do want to hear about how Aqua got Norded.
Damn.
Aqua got fucking Norded.
Aqua did get Norded.
I think about it. That is around the time Norded started being said outside of, like, outside of, like, Kingdom Hearts fans,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Although that was a Kingdom Hearts game, so...
Yeah.
Norded is such a fun phrase to say.
It is fun.
It's a funnier way to say it, possessed.
It's funny because actually the first time I heard the word Norded was someone was talking about, I think it was like just Kirby in Smash Bros. Looking like he was Norded because one of his color swaps is like black with glowing eyes. He looks kind of like a little...
Kirby get Norded.
Kirby got Norded. He looks like a Heartless, kind of.
Kirby should get a Keyblade, honestly.
Well, I'll put that on... If I ever do another interstitial campaign, I'll have to keep that in mind.
Sonic. Have you played Sonic in Interstitial?
Let's see. There was a campaign I played with you where I played as Silver.
Oh, yeah.
There was a one-shot where I played as York from Deadly Premonition. And for Stranger's Fiction, we're doing an interstitial AP. it's being recorded, but we don't want to like publish it until it's done. But I'm playing as Kiryu in that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, at the end of the whole Wasteland section, they find this long deactivated robot, and they start it up again, and they fight it, mostly by throwing smaller robots at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They beat it, and Sonic says, "We did it!" And Knuckles like, "Hey, you said we. I'm proud of you." It's nice. Sonic and Knuckles' interaction in the rest of this section is nice. They're just being good friends, being buds.
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah. Just guys being dudes. What's better than this?
Dudes rock.
Dudes rock.
What if this big robot was a Stack Attacker from Pokemon?
Now you're cooking with gas.
What if it was... What were the names of the big two-legged robots from the comics we read recently? What were those dudes' names?
The big two-legged
robots from the comics we read recently. I can't...
Robot Pokemon?
No. The Sonic one with, Oh my god, I can't remember their names. They had big eyes and they shot lasers. I can't remember their name.
Oh, sorry. When you were talking... I didn't...
Are you talking about that, boss from Sonic 3?
No, it was in the comics. I don't know if it was in Sonic 3. Never mind, just ignore me. I'm gonna go on an adventure and look for this.
Yeah. If I can figure it out when I'm editing, I'll put it in post. But anyways, so they go down the hole that the robot was covering, and they end up in some caves.
Comfortable hole, bye.
Yeah, cool hole, but...
Wow, cool hole!
They go through it pretty quickly and reach a dead end, but Knuckles explains to Sonic that he thinks it's the dead end because he can't think of a way past it. But there are ways of getting past things just instead of just speed. Sometimes you just need to punch your way through. So he punches at this cave wall until it breaks open, and behind it is another ancient facility. It's like some sort of mine or dig site that was being used by Lyric. After they chat and bro out a bit, Knuckles gives Sonic a pat on the back and Sonic falls off a cliff. But Knuckles saves him. Oh, also when he whacks him on the back, one of the rings fall out of him.
Oh, that's cute. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Knuckles goes to save him, but it turns out the drop is just 4 feet. They're fine. They get into the next area. Let's see. Part of this facility's gimmick is there's sections where you can freeze lava and walk on it. They go through the mine. Sonic and Knuckles get back together with Tails and Amy. Tails and Amy talk about their whole section they got to do, which you didn't get to play.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do they cut to Tails and Amy doing stuff? Do you get to do that? But no.
No.
They just talk about going on a minecart ride and fighting robots. Usual video game stuff. But then they accidentally set off a trap, and a giant fan blows them into a. They get blown into a speed section. And at the end of the speed section, it's a big mechanical worm.
A worm.
A worm.
Oh? Worm?
Worm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a digger worm. It's a driller worm. It's a big robot worm that drills stuff and can do that, I guess. They apparently these show up a bunch in this game and Shattered Crystal. They have a boss fight. They beat it by throwing enemies into it, and when it gets stunned from that, they pull it in with all their enter beams and then punch it a bunch. Enter beam. Amber was the color of her enter beam.
Anyways, I found what that robot was I was trying to think of earlier. They're called Orbots, which is probably why I didn't remember their name, because they're not orbs.
They should be just called Ball, like in Gundam, they're called Ball.
Yeah.
They're literally just Ball.
They beat the driller robot and they get the crystal. Later on, Lyric finds the destroyed driller worm and Eggman tries to suck up to him by saying he can draw out Sonic somehow. And that's all we watched. I probably should have gone for the third video.
I mean...
There always seems like there'll be more to this than there is.
Okay, I see now. I didn't realize what you were saying before, because of recording quality issues, but you were talking about the orb bots, and I would have liked to see these in everywhere, in more Sonic things. They're very good.
I want to see these all the time in Sonic games, just around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just give. They would be fun to see. I like them. But yeah, that's all we have to talk about for today. We have recorded, and this is including any dead air from before we actually started, 27 minutes.
I mean, to be fair, it's hard to gauge how long it's going to take to talk through certain things in the video, since you don't know, how much, plot is going to be in them, and how much is just going to be, similar gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to know, unless you want to describe what's happening in the game, and he was running, and he was running, and he was running, and he was running, and he keeps running.
They break robot. They run some more.
Breaks robot, and he's running.
Yeah,
And they switch from Knuckles to Sonic, and they switch back, and they...
Like I said, we could do what our very hopeful YouTuber, what Clement J64 did, and just talk about E3 2018 for most of the video.
Yeah.
Or we could talk about games you're excited about for this year. I don't know.
Right. I mean, we've reached the point of the year where all the big AAA releases get done, so
True, because it has to be before Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I can't wait for Team Cherry to deliver me any news whatsoever about Silk Song for Hollow Knight.
God, why?
Yeah.
They were talking about Silk Song in one of the Discords, and I was just I want Silk Song so bad. I love Hollow Knight.
I'm like, man, they just gave me a bit of news a few months ago, and no, it's been over a year, and I'm like, okay, I'll quietly die then.
Where is she? Where's Hornet?
Where is Hornet?
Where's my daughter?
Fuck, what was it? Yeah, let's see. I recently ordered Watch Dogs: Legion.
Did you play the original Watch Dogs? I never did, but I watched part of a Let's Play. I should finish that.
I've watched Chip Cheesum's Let's Play of Watch_Dogs 1.
Ooh, I should watch that one, yeah.
Yeah. I've played Watch_Dogs 2, which was... The first one seems bad. The second one was pretty good, mostly. Legion, I did buy it in a way that would minimize the amount of money I would have to spend on it, as well as the amount of money that Ubisoft would profit off of it by... I'm not sure I should have gotten it. Some of these things... This game seems... From what I can tell, it's... Whoever made it is the same people who put vote for Biden and the anarchy symbol on that person's garage.
Okay, so to be fair, and like, I don't know if this will actually make you feel better or anything, but like, at least you'll like play that game and you didn't just buy a game that sucks by terrible people like I did when I bought Yick.
No!
Oh, no.
I know.
I'm so sorry!
It's, yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
It happens.
I'm so sorry.
I was coaxed into a snafu. Like, I was like, oh, is it like Earthbound? I love Earthbound.
You were
I love
fucking
Mother 3.
deceived. You were fucking deceived.
I did not look into it. I was just like, oh, this looks nice. Oh, a real murder. Okay. Well, I already bought it, but it happens to the best of us, is what I'm trying to say.
I've been playing, let's see, some new releases. I haven't picked up any new video games lately. Besides that, I bought Hades, but I haven't actually played it yet.
I still need to buy Hades.
Yeah.
I said I would this month.
Yeah.
Even.
Ooh.
I also really need to play Paradise Killer.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I'm also finally playing Crosscode after you bought it for me. It took me... I mean, I'm not very far in it, because I haven't been playing much of anything. All I've been doing is watching people play competitive Pokemon for fun. That's self-care, baby!
Sometimes it's easier just to watch people play video games than actually play the video game.
You know, I think let's move on to asks, because I think that's filled enough time.
Yeah, it could be a short one.
And less time means less editing.
True. And we started a little late anyway.
Yeah. So, we've got a couple questions on our Discord. You can send questions at any time on our Discord, which is linked in both our Twitter at Sonic Shufflecast and our episode descriptions, which you could probably pop open right now if you're not driving or something like that.
Pull over and then pop it open.
Yeah. You can also respond to ask posts on our Twitter. Wait, I gave the wrong URL. It's at Shuffle Sonic on Twitter. Sorry for that. But anyways, let me real quick check the Sonic Shuffle Discord. There's a notification. It's not a question. Okay. So our first question comes in from Bonnie, who asks, what do you think of Roger Craig Smith as the voice of Sonic, both in Boom and the general series? I think he took the role in Sonic Colors. Yeah, that's right. He took it during Colors. I really like Roger Craig Smith's performance in Boom, especially the TV show, but...
Yeah, he seems fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does a pretty good job. He has that kind of
Like, I'm more used to the old...
that like teen
Sorry.
snappiness. No, you're good.
I was
You
just
can
saying I'm
go
more
there.
used to the old voice, like the one from... That's just like... Sonic Speed, you know. But he still does that. It's just less annoying.
Yeah, I will note that in like the video games, it seems there must be like different circumstances for the recordings, because like in the video games he sounds a bit more generic, but like in Boom he really like lets himself act.
No, that's nice.
Huh.
The show, I assume, more?
Yeah, mainly the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see, I think he has, chronologically speaking, been the voice of Sonic longer than any other voice actor since, let's see, I think, when did Sonic Colors come out? I swear it was like 2009 or 2010.
I feel like Sonic Colors is when everyone says, like, oh, that's when the 3D games got good again, or something.
Yeah. November 11th, 2010. That game is going to turn 10 years old 6 days from this recording.
Happy birthday,
it
Sonic
will
Colors.
have turned... Yeah. It will have turned 10 by the time you listen to this. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So he's been the voice of Sonic for 10 years. His previous voice actors... See, Ryan Drummond was like 99 to 2003. Jason Griffith was like 2005 to, well, I guess 2003 or 2004 to 2009.
I think that's the one I know the best.
Yeah. Yeah, so he is the de facto voice of Sonic.
Damn.
Yeah, I like him. Let's see. Keith the Mouse asks, Six the Badger sure does love her wacky conspiracy theories. What's the Sonic Boom equivalent of Bush did 9/11?
Ooh.
I don't remember. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen Styx, so I'm just like,
yeah.
Did she like conspiracy theories?
If we had gone on to like the third video, we'd have gotten to see Styx, but I don't know if she's like that in the game or
just in the show.
Yeah.
Bush did 9/11. I mean, it would probably have to be like, maybe the conspiracy is like what happened. I don't know if it actually happened in this version of Sonic Boom or anything, but like, what if it's like what happened in the Sonic Bible to make Robotnik into Robotnik from Kintabor? Like, what if that's the conspiracy in Sonic Boom?
Honestly, my knowledge of the world of Boom is, it seems kind of static, so I can't really say if there's like that sort of conspiracy, but
like, oh, Sonic caused him.
Yeah,
like, I'm sure in the main game's continuity there's got to be a lot of conspiracy theories about Sonic and the president. And
Sonic did
the arc was the space colony arc was an inside job. Yeah.
Sonic replaced the president with a clone.
Sonic,
or I guess maybe it would make more sense like
Sonic
Tails
is the
did.
president. He's just moving very fast.
Sonic killed the president. True ambivalence.
Yeah.
Sonic is Shadow.
You ever know?
Oh yeah, Sonic and Shadow are the same person.
Yeah.
That seems like one. If anything in like the main series had like a conspiracy theory, it's got to be the shit with the space colony arc.
Yeah.
So, our last question. Oh, wait, not our last question. Okay, our penultimate question. James the Cat Girl asks, when you started a Sonic podcast, what did you dread the most? Should we approach this in a funny way or a serious way? I'm leaning towards funny just because I don't want to talk about the serious stuff.
We can do the funny. We could also do both.
Now I'm slightly worried.
Yeah, I mean, not to get too into it, but I've always just been sort of worried that we would, like, attract the attention of, like, creeps.
Oh,
but
for sure.
That hasn't happened.
Oh, yeah, weird Sonic fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've gotten pretty lucky in that regard.
Yeah, it's mostly our friends.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like,
yeah.
That's kind of all expected. More than I expected, honestly. But, yeah, I mean, I was slightly worried about that too, actually, which is why I was like, oh no, should I have, broached doing this? I know there's a lot of weird Sonic fans.
Yeah. On a more goofy note, some of the episodes of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So, I remember watching it a bunch in, like, group streams years back, and it's quite a show.
Yeah.
I think Sonic Underground is at least funnier.
You think Sonic Underground's funnier than Adventures?
I mean, funny in a bad way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas, like, Adventures has a lot of, like, weird sexual things, almost. Like, Eggman getting his ass slapped and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I am thinking about Sonic 06 now. That's either going to be... It's going to be either very fun or very dreadful.
Can't wait to roll 3D Sonic game.
Yeah, that would be
Not
good.
that we're going to do that one first or anything, but...
Oh, yeah. But... I've also a little worried about just, like... episodes like this where I can't think of much to talk about. Specifically with, like, smaller 2D Sonic games. Like... I might try talking about some of them, but I don't know how much I can actually say about them. So, let's move on to our last question. Sidmon asks, what would you do in an old prospector town?
Ooh.
I'd...
Become the leader of the green team.
Boo!
I would be that...
You want to go to Bonanza?
Yeah.
I think I would be that person who just kind of rides in.
You might be a little too
on
old
a horse and just says I'm a doctor, and no one can tell me that I'm not.
Yeah. I'd also like to try some sarsaparilla, but I don't know if old prospector towns actually have those or not. Maybe.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I feel like that's just like what they use instead of alcohol in like cartoons that have Prospector Town. I'm sure there is sarsaparilla at them, but that's what I associate with it. I'm just like, isn't that kind of like root beer?
Yeah, it's root beer with less bite.
So like a birch beer maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do because I don't listen or I don't watch, read, consume a lot of stuff with like Wild West stuff in it, so I just don't have a lot of exposure to it because I'm just kind of like, I feel like there is something to be said about like funny sci-fi stuff with prospector towns and stuff, but like if it's just straight up like Wild West stuff, I'm just like, fuck Manifest Destiny. All my homies hate Manifest Destiny.
Yeah. I just realized what I'd want to do, which is meet old sad blinking prospector.
Oh, yeah! For sure. I want to be sad blinking prospector. Or happy home boning. You could be sad blinking prospector. I'll be happy ham boning prospector.
Yeah. There's a little bit of sad blinking prospector in all of us. All right. Let's roll for the next episode. I think that's Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but do we want to do a reroll on that? We just did it.
I'd be alright with that just because we have so many episodes of it. But I'd be fine either way, honestly.
Alright, I'm gonna reroll. Just this one time.
If we get it again, then we're just gonna have to fucking do it, you know?
Yeah. We got it again.
What?
Well, let's fucking do it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Your dad just really wants us to fucking watch that show.
I guess so. So, our next episodes are... Let me just open up the episode guide. Okay, so... Our first episode is going to be episode 17, Over the Hill Hero. And then we're going to skip an episode and go to episode 19, The Mystery of the Missing High Tops.
Like high top shoes?
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, did someone steal Sonic's shoes?
Ooh.
Yes.
Someone stole 6 sneaks.
Also, I posted Sad Blinking Prospector in Ask Zone.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Alright, let's take it to a close. Let's see, I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. You can find all those places at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. From there, you can find my Twitter. You can find my other podcasts, which include Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. We have finished all discussion of Duel Monsters, and we are moving on to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I watched the episodes early because I was so excited about it. This show's really fun. You can listen to Stranger's Fiction, an actual play podcast focused on one-shots. I was recently in an episode where we played The Ground Itself, a game about building a setting. You can listen to Disney Minus, a Disney podcast I do with Stephen and Kat. We recorded, and by the time you listen to this, hopefully we'll be able to listen to our episode on The Haunted Mansion starring Eddie Murphy. That movie's got a weird plot.
Right.
This movie, I can say with absolute certainty, is a movie about Eddie Murphy getting cucked by a ghost.
Yep.
You can also follow my art blog and my Kodash fee for where as little as $3 you can order a commission from me. And last but not least is at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. And very recently, it was the Dick Dorkins Honeyversary. Happy Dick Dorkins Honeyversary, Xbox. I think there's another good thing coming up next week, but I don't remember it off the top of my head, so I'm not going to say it this time. Alright. Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcast, which is Departure Lounge. A Hunter x Hunter watch podcast with a plane theme. With an airplane theme. I just put up like yesterday? No, 2 days ago. What is time? The most recent episode on the Zoldyck mini arc. And next week, hopefully, I'll finally post the mini-sode where we answer fun questions. Devon.
You can find me at Groovin' Ghastly at Twitter, and you can find me also on a Hunter x Hunter podcast called Gone Will Hunting. We are actually a rewatch podcast because everyone has seen it, and we also just got done with the Zoldyck arc, and I think we just posted our recap episode actually, so you can give that a listen. It's very scary how easy those timelines have matched up.
Well,
All right.
yeah,
you know.
for now.
And you can find us at Shuffle Sonic on Twitter. And from there you can find our Discord link, where you can join our Discord and just talk about Sonic whenever you feel like it. And send us questions in our Ask Zone. We also have an email. I don't think I've bothered with it. Yeah, that's all I've... As always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
Sonic's the... Oops, I hit my desk. Sonic's the only blue life that matters.
Good night.